Good morning. I'd like to call the June 2022 WKU Staff Senate meeting to order. Welcome to our guests. I appreciate you all being here today, both in person and those of you joining us on YouTube. We'll get started with a roll call. Regent Brinkley? Present. Senator Campbell? Present. Senator Cato?
Present.
Senator Cole?
Present.
Senator Crow? Is she on? Senator England is enjoying vacation, can't be with us today. Senator Gilbert? Present. Senator Gregory?
Present.
Senator Hagenmuth?
Present.
Senator Johnson is joining us via Zoom. Senator Link? Senator Loftus? Present. And Senator Pritchard?
She's not here today.
Okay, thank you. Senator Purdy?
Here.
Thank you. Senator Seaborn couldn't be with us today. Senator Smith? Present. Vice Chair Vincent?
Present.
Senator Waller?
Present.
And Senator Wilson also couldn't be with us today.
She's actually on.
Oh, she made it on Zoom. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Jennifer. I believe we have a quorum to continue with our meeting. So I'd first like to ask the Senate to approve the agenda as it was submitted electronically. If there's no discussion, we'll approve the agenda. Okay, the agenda stands approved. Next, I'd like the Senate to consider approving our prior monthly minutes. Those were distributed electronically. There was an edit made to update the Workforce Committee report that's included in the latest version. There are no other edits. All right, hearing none, I'll ask the Senate to approve the May monthly minutes via unanimous consent. Okay, meeting minutes stand approved. We'll move on to our Christopher Ware Staff Star Awards. Jennifer, are you able to speak for this part?
Sure. I'm
Okay.
sorry I'm not there. Is Kent in the room that he could talk about Tanya?
Yes, he is. Yes.
All right. If Kent
Yeah.
could go up to the podium, please.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you to the Staff Senate for honoring Tanya this morning and allowing me a chance to be a part of this to honor my longtime friend and colleague, Tanya Archie. Tanya has been serving students at WKU for over 20 years. The first half of those she worked in IT, and I've known her for the other half of those 20 years as we've served military connected students at WKU. She actually hired me as a student worker back in 2011. So when I talk about her student support and her dedication to that, I personally have witnessed that as a student empowerment staff member that believes in you and tries to set you up for success. And also as a colleague, I've seen how she goes above and beyond, goes the extra mile every day to serve our students. Her passion to serve is contagious to all that work around her. And I've had the blessing of being able to be a part of that. Our military connected students face several unique challenges at WKU. We have a lot of them. We have over 2,000 students at WKU with military connection. These challenges that they face can be critical to their retention and engagement on and off campus. Tanya goes above and beyond to meet these students where they are and also to help get them to where they need to go. And I think that's important because our students come to us with all kinds of at different points in their life, different challenges and things like that. So she definitely sits down with them on an individualized basis and finds out what they need. When engaging with a student, she doesn't just take it easy out by answering the question and going on after that. She actually sits down with them and looks at the whole student, like their academic needs, personal needs, housing, the whole student. She looks at that and sees how can we best help serve that student. Every student that she engages with leaves passionate and empowered to succeed, and I get to see that. I get the honor of seeing that. I've witnessed countless times the positive impact that this has had on keeping our students engaged and retained and being successful at WKU and beyond. As a testament to the quality of the relationships that she builds with students, and the positive impact of how that goes on beyond their time as a student at WKU, we have many alumni that come back and stay in touch with Tanya over the years. They come back and excited to share their successes with her, as well as reach back out for support and assistance as needed. She often helps them with their resumes, helps them with career placement after they graduate WKU. She's an excellent resource with USA Jobs, helping them gain federal employment, which a lot of our military students look to get back to. So to see them come back after year and tell her of their successes is amazing. What I'm sharing with you today is only a brief testament to her dedication to student success. It doesn't even touch on the many programs and policies that she's directly impacted and established here at WKU that have pushed student success to the forefront, and will go on to continue to make a positive impact for students and WKU as an institution. One quick example that I wanted to share of a program that Tanya helped build, and I know some of you are familiar with it, though others may not. I know Mr. Jared Smith up there has definitely helped us in creating this and helping our program in its early days. So thank you, Senator Smith, as well. I hope that's okay to address that. Since its creation in 2011, we have assisted over 4,150 students, and that number is actually out of date because Tanya is already serving our students this summer with their textbook needs. We help those students at the Bowling Green's campus, the regional campuses, and also our military students serving around the world. And this program doesn't just say the cost of them on the cost of textbooks, but it also offers a personalized service that WKU can provide. So imagine you're a service member serving overseas on a military installation or in a war zone or deployment, a forward deployment, and you're excited to start your WKU class. You're an online student, so you don't get that, physical connection with WKU, but then you get a package from Tanya from our Textbooks for Troops program that has your books, that has helpful information, that has WKU towel, red towel in there, things like that. So it just provides an extra level of service that shows that WKU, our students are not just a number, and that we truly care about them. And that program started with Tanya Archie back in 2011 when I first started that. Started working with Tanya. I've seen it grow from over 25 books or so to over 4,000 that we have in our library now. And so anyways, I appreciate you all letting me honor Tanya this morning. And I just want to say to you, Tanya, thank you so much for everything you've done for me as a student, and also as a friend and colleague. Thank you for everything you do daily and continue to do for our students and educators.
Well, I just want to say thank you because, as you all know, it takes a village, and I would not be able to do half the things that I have done without the support from everybody at all. So I just want to say, as a team, I want to thank everybody. Kent has been awesome. You get two passionate veterans serving military students, and the sky is the limit. So thank you, and what an honor to be here, and what an honor to be receiving this staff award with the name of Christopher Ware. So those of us that work in IT know what a wonderful person he was. So it's an absolute honor to be getting this award, and especially that it was named for Christopher. So I'm going to get emotional here, but thank you all so very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Is Dr. Kudali there?
Yes, he's coming up to the podium.
Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity for me to introduce Ms. Emily Wallace. Ms. Emily Wallace is the Grants and Contracts Administrator in the Office of Sponsored Preferential Units in the Office of Research and Creative Activity. In this very critical position, she leads the pre-award team and has been providing outstanding services to the WKU for over 2 years. In this role, she's the main contact for pre-award activities, and there is faculty identification, development review, and submittal of proposals for external. In addition, she performs tailored funding researches and provides training and outreach to faculty and staff on grant application processes, sponsor specific program requirements, and funding opportunities. In addition to these very demanding and onerous pre-award duties, Mr. Wallace also provides support estimate for award packages, including internal grants and award proposals that have not been submitted through our office. But key skills in data-driven analytic and quantitative work, in knowledge of the federal regulations that govern submission of federal grants is positioned WKU extremely well in submission of high-quality proposals that confirm the guidelines and are not returned back for failing to meet the technical requirements. As well as is always willing to allow the outcome of the operations of during the transition of a post-award team. During the pandemic, she volunteered to help this aspect of the operations and provided much needed critical assistance when required. Later, when it transitions to pre-award operations positions, she lent support to the pre-award team. Just to give you a magnitude of what she has done, Ms. Wallace was the primary staff who helped in submission of 130 proposals out of a total of 168 from February 2021 to January 2022. So we did 130 proposals out of 168 from February 2021 to early of this year, 2022, all having, with having a child less. And also trained 2 new members for the complex cities. I'm deeply indebted and grateful to Ms. Wallace for exceptional services to WKU, and Ms. Wallace exemplifies the spirit of WKU as which we said of this honor course.
Say a quick thank you. Without a doubt, my favorite part of my job is the community, but in my department and across campus. So I can do what I do without all of you. To echo what Tanya said. So thank you, especially to Dr. Valley for the nomination and the staff senate for the support.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'd like to also send a special thanks to Jennifer and the Communications and Technology Committee for their work on recognizing staff with the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award this year. I think I've said it, I guess, 12 times now. This is my favorite part of our meeting. It's really great to hear just small examples of the huge impact that individuals have. I hope individuals join our meeting in the room and online take away that some of the stories, and then also realize the things that they see in their coworkers, and might visit the WKU Staff Senate website and nominate a coworker for our next month of Christopher Ware Staff Star Awards. We'll move on in our agenda. I believe officer reports are next. Look at my laptop, sorry. Regent Brinkley.
Hey, this will be quick. Last month we talked about the upcoming agenda for the May 5th meeting. Board of Regents, everything was approved. Supply chain management, graduate certificate, emeritus appointments, personnel actions, approval of budget versus actual report, and then some executive items that included construction of new facilities for athletics, softball, and soccer. Approval of provost emeritus position for Cheryl Stevens, and there was a new request related to philanthropic name. All of those were approved. There will be a special budget, so this is a special called budget meeting on June 10th to discuss the upcoming budget. As a function of the last board meeting, there were information items related to revenue and expenditures to date. And those have been attached to my notes that are part of the minutes. There's also Susan's notes I've added related to Susan Howard's notes related to compensation study, phase 1 results, and an explanation, and also the FY23 budget development update. As always, And those are all attached to my report to be part of the record. If anybody has any questions, or if the staff senate wants to send any charge to the regent to discuss with the board, I'm happy to take that and do that related to any purpose whatsoever. Feel free to ask me any questions anytime you like. And as always, you can get me on an email account through WKU or WKUstaffregent@gmail.com if you want to do it anonymously. Any questions? All right, well, thanks.
Senator Cato?
Hi, good morning. I'm sorry I can't be with y'all in person. I'm going to give the Communications and Technology Committee's yearly report. It is as follows. For social media, we reached over 100 followers on YouTube, and we are working on creating a vanity link specific and personalized for Staff Senate. Since July 1st, 2021, up until today, our Facebook page has reached 43,000 people, and we received 37 new likes in the past year. On Facebook and Twitter, we created a social media campaign to highlight each senator serving and the reasons why they wanted to join Staff Senate. This social media campaign will continue with our oncoming senators. Also, we have compiled links and information helpful for staff onboarding. We are still in the process of activating this on our website. The third thing we've done is the dedication of the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award to Christopher Ware in our February 2021 meeting. To date, we have awarded 44 Staff Star Awards to WKU staff. We have updated all the Staff Stars on our website, which are available for viewing. In partnership with Barnes & Noble, we were happy to extend the fall 2021 book scholarships to Ryan Dearbone and Kara Ogden. This scholarship provides $100 to part-time and full-time staff for books and classroom supplies. In the spring of 2022, we were pleased to award 2 more book scholarships to Kirsten Hooks and Heidi Brandon. For the summer 2022 book scholarship, no applications were received, so we are working in talks with Barnes & Noble to give 4 scholarships in the fall instead of 2, just so those won't go to waste. We did create a system for responding back to anonymous emails in a respectful manner. We've communicated regularly on all the staff all emails for the monthly meetings, elections, Staff Senate book scholarships, and more. Our technology officer needs a big shout out. Senator Gilbert coordinated all the virtual meetings for the entire year and coordinated a virtual forum last year. And then finally, we've worked with the chair and vice chair to organize elections. Thank you.
Senator England can't be with us. I'll add that the only expenditure was about, I think it was $98 for that was previously approved was spent, and we received frames for the Christopher Ware Staff Star Award, but other accounts stayed mainly the same. We'll have an electronic version of that report to include in the minutes. Senator Gilbert.
I think Reginald's covered my report this time.
Thank you. And parliamentarian. Thank you. And Senator Johnson.
No report.
Thank you. And Vice Chair Vincent.
No report right now.
Okay.
Because you're doing the committee reports.
You can, if your committee has a report, you can do it. Do you want to do it now? Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, want me to come?
Please.
The workforce committee did meet this morning to discuss some of our year-end accomplishments. We usually work with HR due to some turnover and then the interims, not having a director. We haven't had so many meetings with them, but with the, we were asked to review the compensation study and provide initial comments and thoughts and suggestions. We also created relationships with the new HR, Michaela Daniels, so we look forward to working with her to create some new trainings, supervisor trainings, and whatever else we can work with staff, Senate, and HR together. We also continue to grow the mentorship program, where we matched up the mentors and mentees for new employees. That's continuing to grow. We still need new mentors, so if you are interested in volunteering, please submit your application on our staff Senate website. We also worked with, during the year, we had several emails with additional time off. We feel that we put forth different efforts, and we were given the information from the president that we did get some additional time off during the fall and spring break. So the workforce committee has worked, and we look forward to working with HR in the future to hopefully establish new training for the supervisors and also come together so that there's different professional development opportunities for staff members.
Thank you. Senator Smith.
Good morning. I'm glad to report that the ad hoc committee for staff DEI has a little more momentum going into this last month on the creation of a staff-oriented or staff-centered DEI initiative. Tomorrow we'll be meeting with members of the ESC DEI subgroup of the President's DEI work group. Begin to develop a vision for that first initiative. Following that meeting, we had plans to meet with Monica Berg. She is the University DEI Fellow to craft the staff arm of the DEI training program here on campus. Monica is responsible for helping put together Cycle's very successful cultural competency certificate the faculty participated in last year, and we're looking forward to working with her. It's our ultimate hope to submit a staff DEI training program consideration as part of the Top Life Wellness Program. And I have to give some special thanks especially to Senator Peggy Crow, Senator Sierra Waller for laying so much of the groundwork to get us where the committee's at. I hope that next year senators with a passion for DEI will show their support by volunteering to join the committee as its important work continues. That's report for the ad hoc.
Thanks, sir. And myself. So May felt like a month of a lot of pivots. There were a lot of various projects that just felt like they kept turning. I'll point out one of those, the staff engagement survey report. At our last meeting, talked about we're going to be hopeful that we would be presenting that today. We're not in a position to do that. The full report will be a component distributed at our retreat later today, and then hopefully that's content for our July meeting. We'll handle this in new business, but I think there are a few things that we'll need to work on and potentially approve. We'll have a bit of a lull between the time this Senate rolls out and the new one rolls in. So there are several committees that are university committees that we have members appointed to who aren't going to continue, but those committees are going to have meetings early in the tenure of the new Senate. So when we get to our new business portion, I'll make a request that we utilize the function, and I believe in our bylaws, to allow those current members to stay on and serve in those committees until a time they can be replaced, so that they just don't fall off in their roles. Our retreat is going to include a component that is because it was really tough for me to understand exactly where we were going to fall in time for this meeting. I didn't want to set a hard time for anything but the start of the meeting portion of our retreat, but we'll have our optional lunch. I'll also in new business request approval for an expenditure on that. And then we have a large portion of our budget left. We've been very frugal in how we've managed money this year. I think to our credit, but I think we can invest that money in our mentor-mentee program and do a block purchase of meals, and that can be a good utilization of our funds. So I'll express it now, but maybe we can work on that recommendation in our new business section. I want to just extend my thanks and the Senate's thanks to those that have partnered with the Senate this year to work on new projects and engage in conversations and work for the betterment of staff on campus. That'll conclude my report. And our next item is old business. So if there's any old.
You didn't meet with the president?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll continue. I'll add on. No, thank you. I'll add. Did not have a meeting with the president this month. We don't have another meeting scheduled currently. They're reworking what days his meetings land on, so I'll have to report back when one's rescheduled. Thank you for helping me remember that. So now we'll move to old business. If there's any old existing business that anyone needs to bring. Okay, here none, we'll move to new business. I'll start us off in that I think we just need to have a discussion related to my comment about committee membership of senators that are going to roll off. What I think is within our authority given to us by the bylaws is to just do a blanket approval that membership can continue until a time that the new Senate can replace membership. And I do think, to be completely honest, I think there'll be a few of those appointments. For example, the Benefits Committee, who I believe the University Benefits Committee is in heavy work right now. It may make sense to ask Emily. Emily England is that's a multi-year appointment to that. And I think it would probably make sense for her to continue that work instead of trying to replace her with somebody 3/4 of the way through.
I think with the benefits, because me, Angie Link, and Emily are all on those benefits committees, the way it's established, even if we're not senators, it's still like Angie goes until 12/31,
Yep.
22, and then Emily's on it until 23, and I think I'm on it till 24.
Yeah, I think that's correct. And I think there's just, we need to act to keep our rules in compliance with those. So I don't think anybody would get kicked off because it's that committee. So I think to follow our own rules.
I think you're the only one of the only ones that has specific 2-year appointments. I'm not sure, but I mean.
I think you're right. It's the only one structured multi-year like that rolls where it's not a concurrent. Yep. Okay. So since we're a large enough body, it's probably not kosher for the chair to make a motion. So it's not the best thing ever to say. I'll entertain a motion for the thing I just said I want you to do. Okay. Anthony's made a motion for blanket approval of the Senate for committee membership to stand even for members who are not going to continue after July 1st until a time that the Senate can make replacements.
I missed the other committees that people are on that night. You didn't mention.
It may also apply to things such as search committees where a staff Senate representative was requested and those search committees haven't resolved their work yet. So that's one example that we were discussing this morning.
Yeah. Are you a member of the Senate? Okay.
I'm sorry, my name's Christine Foster.
Okay. Okay, your appointment starts in July, but it's fine. That actually is a good segue that we'll do some training on the parliamentary procedure, when to get the floor and things like that. But it would be all of the appointments. So things that I think we would be able to replace soon, say if you're on the Parking and Transportation Committee, the Bills Committee, that's one that the work is really just that session. So I think we'd be able to very quickly replace membership on that. The Benefits Committee I use as an example because they've been working, I think, for a few months now, fairly intensely across multiple meetings. Those are hard to replace. And then there's the multi-year appointment to those. Then search committees, almost impossible to replace somebody on in the middle of. And it may be more of a conversation where we need to, in the future, discuss changing our bylaws to give us more flexibility in how those are done, or regulate that through a policy first. Does that kind of answer that question then? Okay. All right, so.
I'll
mo-
second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. So now this motion is debatable and amendable, or is there any debate related to the motion on the floor? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, vote via aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Okay, motion carries. Is there anyone else have any other new business? Anthony?
Do we need to have a discussion on the special election? Where does that fall in there? Is that a new business or is that other?
Yeah, that is a new business item. So it's third on my list of things. So I should have mentioned this, I suppose, in my report. But I'll comment on the elections that we just had that are defined in our constitution and bylaws, that we have to hold our elections in May. We had a good turnout and appreciate the new members that are here. But we did not fully fill all the available seats on the Senate. So we have 2 options presented in our rules. And they're that we may elect to leave those seats open, or we might hold a special election to fill those seats. Was that the Communications Technology Committee or Election Committee?
That's sort of both.
Yeah, I attended their meeting last week, where we had some discussions about what we might do. I think that walk away from that was that it would make a lot of sense to entertain the idea of a special election that would only be at-large positions, so the 1-year appointment to fill the vacant seats. But I do want to open the floor for input from other people, because that's a conversation that's only occurred in that committee. So if anybody has any. Okay. So on the subject of special elections, we can decide, on the subject of filling vacant seats, we can decide if we have a special election or if we leave those vacant. This would be where I would say.
Motion to do a special, I motion special election.
Is your motion to have it be at large only to
Yes.
fill the vacancies? Okay.
That would be.
A motion's been made to hold a special election. Our constitution or bylaws require those to be on top net, so it'd be same process that we went through last time. But for at-large positions only. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. This motion is debatable and amendable. Is there any?
Just more informational.
Okay.
We'll try to work through this as quickly as we can. There will be some time-sensitive things, HR's involved, IT's involved. So, it's not something we can do instantaneous or anything, so we'll have to make sure everything's available and work through that. We'll have to communicate, we'll have to get nominees. So it's something we'll try to work through as quickly as we can, because it will sort of hold up the process of onboarding as well, because we don't want those individuals to get the same exact onboarding. So we'll try to be as timely as we can, but there will be some work to be done to pull it off.
Okay. Any other? All right, hearing none, call for a vote on the motion on the floor. All those in favor, vote via aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. The vice chair is outlined in our constitution or bylaws, the responsibility of the elections. So Tanya will pass that back to you for organization. What?
We have to make sure there's a we have to secure that date that's election. That's where we got to start. So as soon as we get that in place, that'll drive everything.
Thank you. And then, next new business for me, would be, to ask the Senate for approval to fund our retreat meal. Typically, I would like to come to you and say this is a certain dollar amount, but because it's an optional event, I can't imagine that we would spend more than $300. So, without looking at the policy, I think we'll be under the amount to go to the full Senate, but I would rather us vote as a full Senate on it.
David's got the rest if it goes over 300%. There's a order of margaritas, right?
I'll cover it.
The margaritas.
I'll tell you what, I'll cover anything over $200.
Okay.
Well, I was just kidding. I ordered 10 margaritas and the lobster. Just kidding. I don't like margaritas.
It's also a lunch, so let's maybe,
Is it work day lunch?
it's a today lunch. Yeah. So maybe margaritas are pre-ordered for after 4:30. No, but in all seriousness, can we I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the use of up to $200 of Senate funds to fund the retreat lunch.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion is amendable and debatable. Any debate? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, vote via aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. And then without knowing the exact amount of our lunch, it's hard to say what our remaining funds will be. But I'd like the Senate to entertain the idea of utilizing our remaining funds in our E&G account for the mentor mentee program. I think that's been a big success this year. Credit to Tanya on organizing that. But to block purchase a group of we give meal coupons, say, so you can go have a meal at Fresh together and not have to use your monthly or anything like that. But go ahead and purchase a block of those coupons to stand up the program for next year, maybe a little bit beyond that. We'll see how many we get. But I think that's been a really, really great use of funds this year. So I'll again entertain a motion. Go ahead.
Is the health of the inventory of frames for the Step Star Awards?
I think we just ordered 36.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so you got 36 for the year. I mean, that'd be, you get us through the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we make a motion and amend it, that wouldn't be a bad thing to amend to say buy another 50 or something like that. I think that's also, maybe it's a little tough to store those.
Yeah. Because we'll have a budget for next year, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
36 should get us through the entire year if we do three a month. We had a good stock, and then there'll be a surprise for the members that are rolling off with your appreciation certificates in a frame. So, but I think we're in pretty good shape on frames. But I'm go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. The current E&G things need to be used by June 30th, correct?
Correct.
Right. And then, so we have frames to last us for all next year. Then we'll also get another, hopefully, a budget
Sure.
approved for July 1st.
I think it might actually be June 15th is the last day to spend that money. But yeah, we do need to make a decision. The Senate won't meet again to approve other expenditures. So.
I make a motion to spend remaining balance.
Okay, motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. This motion is amendable and debatable. Okay. Hearing no debate, move to call for a vote. Those in favor, vote via aye. All those opposed, like sign. Okay, hearing none, motion carries. All right, I think that is it for new business that.
Gordon, I do have something.
Oh, go ahead.
The Staff Senate 101, I just want to call on everyone to compile a document to me, kind of to help with onboarding for staff senators. That's something we did not do the best last year, and we want to have an onboarding meeting in July. So based on what you do as a senator, just write it down. Let us know, like, just what you do in your committees, what you've worked on, any tips, just 101 tips for oncoming senators. If you could get that to me by Wednesday, June 29th, that's a week before our July meeting, that would be very helpful.
Thank you. There was a sneeze. We were muted, so nobody else. Everybody just heard the question. But thank you. Thank you, Rachel. All right. We'll move on. If there's no more new business for the Senate, we'll open the floor for public comment. If there's any non-members of the Senate that would like to address the Senate and be heard, the floor is open. Okay, we'll move on to just announcements. Well, before we do announcements, for members of the Senate or anyone else in the room, if there's been a moment that you weren't sure when you wanted to speak or bring something up, before we get really close to adjournment, want to make sure that I provide a time that anybody that has something to bring up or a question to ask. Okay. Move on to announcements. The two I really have are that the Staff Senate Executive Committee is slated to meet on June 8th. That would be the last meeting for that body in its current form. And then we have a tentative next Staff Senate meeting, our monthly meeting, is slated for July 6th at 10 a.m. I say tentatively because the new Senate will decide later at our retreat exactly what the schedule looks like and things like that. Does anybody else have any announcements or items? All right. Hearing none, this meeting stands adjourned.